Our garlic has grown really well this year and it is time to harvest. I harvested a little bit of it last night, but I decided to leave the rest for today. And I want to get it now because it's supposed to rain tomorrow and we want to get it harvested while the ground's pretty dry. So I'm really happy with how this garlic looks. It is a little wet because it's just been so humid here, but I'm going to leave it out to dry under cover outdoors and let the air move through it and dry it out really well before we can store it for the winter. We planted this garlic back in the fall and it has overwintered well and has grown really well for us, and there should be enough here for our family and also to plant this fall for next season. We know it's time to harvest because the few of the leaves have died back and the tops of them have died out. It smells good. I can smell the fresh garlic smell and I'm excited to be able to cook with it. So we're gonna get to harvesting. This year for our garlic, we planted it in some old composted manure. So we have horses and cows and chickens and lots of animals, and we have years worth of compost. And so once it gets old enough and everything's broken down, we'll use it for our garden. And so we just dumped a few tractorfuls in here because we had some space in our raspberry patch. And then we planted our garlic and we added some old hay as mulch, and that helps us keep the weeds down and keeps the moisture in the garden for the garlic, which has worked really well for us. So they are a hard neck garlic. This part is hard and down the center it is stiff, and it will be once it dries. It'll stay like that. We do have some weeds coming up in our garden, and that's just because I haven't really, hard to get in here and weed. Our mulch probably could be thicker, so next year I'll add some more old hay on top. Straw is good. I know hay sometimes has seeds of weeds in them, but that's what we have because we have horses. So if we have some moldy hay from being on the bottom or some bale that's not looking so good, it's really dusty, I'll use that for mulch. This one shows one that's not looking so good. You can see the paper has separated on it, so this side looks like you want it to. It's a nice smooth covering, but then this side it's broken, and that's because we left it in a little too long. And so we'll use this up first because it won't store as well. So I finished harvesting the garlic. I'm going to take it up to our front porch, lay it out, let it dry, and then I'll show you how I hang it up to dry out and be ready to store. Eric just got back with a load of hay. We are getting our hay for our horses and the cow and the calf to eventually come. So we need to get quite a bit of hay, and we get our round bale hay from a man that's a little ways away, and so Eric went and picked it up, and he's just going to be unloading it. And so hopefully we'll be able to get enough hay we need for this year. That's one thing we don't make ourselves because we don't really have the land for it, but we'd love to eventually someday. But for now, we're thankful for farmers that we can buy it from. So we're gonna go unload the hay. We'll put it under tarps in case it rains to keep it dry. It takes quite a bit of work, so we're gonna get that done, get our garlic done, and we'll see if we get down to the cabin later on today. Now that I have my garlic all picked, I brought it up here to the front porch and I'm going to bundle it up and hang it up to dry. So I have a couple hanging behind me there, and it would be nice to hang them individually, almost like people do with onions, to really have good airflow and let them dry out. We don't really have a great space for that. We've been doing this for years and it works fine for us. So I just take some garlic and I'm gonna bundle it up. So I'm gonna kind of crisscross it and make it so they're different lengths. So try to get the bulbs kind of spaced out a little bit. Kind of like this. And I'm gonna probably put probably around 20 in a bundle. And then I'll show you how I tie them up. I'm going to take my string and I'm going to pull it out about a foot or so, maybe 2 feet. Cut it off. Then I'm going to go under where everything is crossed over, so like the X part. And then I'm going to tie a knot where I go around this string stays straight. I'm going to come around and tie it back on itself. So it is a slip knot, so I can cinch it down and then I can pick it up. So now that I have the knot tied, I'm going to kind of tighten it in. So since I did a slip knot, I can tighten in the long part, and that way I can hang it like this. And so I'm going to hang it up on the wall. I have nails on our wall over here. And so we'll leave it up there for probably until fall, because it's under cover here on our covered front porch. And so the air will be moving around to help dry things out, but it won't get wet. And so we'll leave it out here until it's starting to get cold outside, and then we'll move it into our back room. And it'll be probably enough for me and my mom and my sisters, all our households, and we'll be able to plant together again in the fall. So we ended up with 160 heads of garlic. I was counting as I went, and that's what I ended up with. So exciting. Definitely the most we've ever grown. They all look really nice. They're nice full heads. They're not too small. So definitely enough for us, for the family, for the year, and to plant for this year. So that's really exciting. We got our hay stacked up, so we're gonna go get to work on the cabin.
Yeah.
Can you have a 58 one next?
Yeah.
Have it cut for you. We've been laying flooring in the loft, and we're going to be getting in this week to come some flooring for the downstairs too. So things are coming along in there. It's starting to look like a home. Things are feeling like they're getting done.
What they have is a yard cleanup, like
Yeah.
brush and stuff like that, but anyway, they put
53 and 11/16. think Ruby likes to do 4.
Lay on.